How's everybody today? Can you see the person out there that takes that Hobie cat out in the morning? Hold on. Let me see. Ugh. It's coming over this way. I'm clicking my mouse to do my CGI technology. I'm making the boat come closer. Let me see. It's right there. Hopefully you can see it. I'll make it come closer. I've got my laptop out here. I want it to look natural because there's not a lot of wind on the lake. I've got them sailing into a little wind right there, so it should pick up a little bit. I think the lawnmower in the background is nice. It's a nice effect. Wow. Okay. They're really out at the wrong time. They should have been out during that wind yesterday, because a Hobie cat, my mother has one, and it's still downstairs. My mother had it was even bigger than that because it was one of the I think it was called an aqua something. The pontoons were so huge. I have pictures of it. We could sit on them as kids, and you know, you have that big canvas area, and you would just lay out there, but there was like never enough wind to make it move, so it was like kind of a floating island. But boy, was that boat comfortable. My mother loved that boat. My mother loved that boat. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't even know where she got it from. I have a really, Jimmy found a really, for history buffs, World War II, High 61. I know you're the Civil War, but I think you'd still get a kick out of this. He found something from my father that I'll show you later that you think is great. And I'm going to do maybe a couple of crafts. It's going to be a real scorcher today, they say. So I'm going to be in the water soon, but right now, good morning, sunshine. Okay, so let's talk about some things. I don't know. We were watching that 3-part docu-series on the Starved Rock State Park, and about 3 women that were killed in 1960, and the convicted killer that's behind bars that's saying he didn't do this. And I'll tell you, I fell asleep, no surprise, but I woke up when they were talking about another guy maybe being involved in it and stuff, and then I started to freak out because the documentary is made by the prosecutor's son, and I would love to talk to somebody that saw that, because I'm like, just from falling asleep and then waking up again, I was like, wait, what's going on? What's happening, right? Just totally couldn't figure out what the heck was happening. Because then it made it sound like that guy really was innocent from what the little part I heard. I'm like, well, what's going on? So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that at all. And I don't know how, I really don't even know how many people made it to the end. It would only be 3 hours, so we started early. I mean, it would have been 3 something in the morning. But I don't know. I mean, I'm going to get my laptop. Hold on a minute. I'm going to get my laptop and my mouse and bring it out here. Hang on. A mouse on the lake? How can that be? She's wireless, dudes. Okay, let me go over here. I'm going to move us over here. I'm going to move us over here, and that way I can look stuff up and talk to you guys, like maybe about the morning headlines, and maybe we can have a morning show. Okay, there's the cardinal. Cardinal approved. That's the cardinal. That cardinal has. There he is. You hear him? Smell cardinals. Okay. All right. So let's see what we have here. Okay. Let's see what's going on in this crazy world of ours. Okay. Okay, today's our anniversary, but you know what? I was thinking like, we're not going to bake a cake. It's going to be a heat wave. I think we're going to have anniversary make your own sundaes. How's that sound? I think that sounds pretty dang good. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Oh, my husband is redoing the internet over here. Oh, that's not good. I'm gonna take Desi swimming. He put a new setup in here. Oh my goodness. Okay, I have to talk to my husband and get the password for this. I'm surprised it's letting me go live with my phone because it's not the right internet. Oh boy. Okay, so well, there goes that idea. Let me. I don't even know if he's here or he's back at the other house. It's a beautiful butterfly, but this one over there. I hear Jimmy's alarm going off. He was in the front room when I got in. I don't know what he's doing. Let me see if okay. Why don't I just talk to you, I guess? I thought we'd have a fun time doing that. Maybe I'm going to show you, let me show you the shells that I did with those two different, let's see. I can't even remember which one I put on here, and it's glossy, but it's not like the other gloss. It's really nice in there. But these are the kinds that I said if you wanted to put candles in, you could. I'm going to move these inside. And you know what? We're going to go do the tote bag craft, and then after the tote bag craft, I'm going to cut it out and put it in its own video. So don't mind if I'm saying like a lot of things. Jimmy? Come over. What is this? It's the exact same one as ours? This two? These two things? Where's one? I'm coming, guys. All right, hold on a minute, guys. Wait, what were the numbers? Hold on a minute, guys. I gotta remember something. I got it now. All right, everybody calm down. Okay. So let me connect here, okay? Everybody's mowing their lawn and okay. Hold on, we're connecting. Okay, it says we're connected now. Okay, we're on. Good. Okay. So, let's see. It's loading up. It says. Okay, so we still have that honeymoon that we talked about last night. That couple from Nashville, Tennessee, and the wife was found dead in the hotel room, and she was really looking forward to that trip to Fiji. I'm definitely going to be following that. We have the Kristen Smart trial that's been postponed, and now it's set for like Thursday to resume. Let's see. We had that law and order worker that was reserving parking spaces that was just ambushed and killed. And then there's this one, we didn't talk about this one. That, hold on, let me make this a little larger because I'm in the sun and it's a little hard to see this. So this is a Pennsylvania man who shot and killed his ex-wife Friday morning because he thought he was shooting her boyfriend. Yeah. Jose Bencosme, 55, fired several shots point blank into a vehicle outside of Lineage Logistics at about 4 a.m. and he struck 44-year-old Maria Rodriguez. She was pronounced dead at the scene. She had just arrived for her morning shift at the warehouse. Surveillance video showed Jose driving a rented car with its headlights off, stalking the victim's SUV into the parking lot, stopping 2 spots down from the victim. The video shows him get out of the car, fire 4 shots into the driver's side window. And when, cornered, Jose told police that he thought Rodriguez's boyfriend was driving the SUV and he wanted to kill him. Oh, okay, then it's fine. Jose had threatened to kill the boyfriend and Rodriguez the day before. The boyfriend told investigators Rodriguez had gotten a protection order against Jose Bencosme the same day. The suspect was arrested later on Friday, charged with murder and carrying a gun without a license. Really smart there, buddy. Because if you killed her boyfriend, that would have really helped you win her back, right? How stupid. Problem solving 101, these people need to go, and it's not murder. So we have a hero here in Indiana. It's not Scooter, it's not other people. It's a pizza delivery man. And he rescued 4 children and a teenager from a burning home earlier this month, and he's being honored for the heroic feat, which left him with severe injuries and hefty medical bills. Shortly after midnight on July 11th, Nicholas Bostic was delivering in a Lafayette neighborhood when he spotted flames shooting from a house. Bostic stopped and intended to dial 911, but he realized he left his phone at home. So, 25-year-old ran into the burning building and found an open back door. Inside, the smoke stung his nostrils and eyes, but he managed to call out warnings about the fire. I shouted, "Anybody here? Get out, fire!" Bostic heard nothing in response and was about to leave, but he noticed the outline of something at the top of the stairway with several children. Turned out to be 18-year-old Sayona Barrett, who was babysitting her three younger siblings and one of her children's friends. Bostic rushed up the stairs, helped guide the children out, ages 1 to 13, and safely into the street. Barrett's 6-year-old sister was still trapped inside, so Bostic, whose lungs and eyes were already burning, darted back into the home and searched for the girl. He found the child, held her, broke a second-story window, and jumped out, using his body to shield the girl from the fall. I ran inside and looked under beds and closets, but I couldn't find her. But when I got to the stairs, I heard some faint crying. I thought, I don't want to die here. Body camera footage from the Lafayette Police Department shows Bostic carrying the crying child and running towards first responders as blinding yellow and white flames illuminate the background. Bostic then collapsed on the ground, but despite his injuries, he can still be heard on the body camera asking about the condition of the little girl. Is the baby okay? Please tell me the baby is okay, Bostic can be heard asking in the footage. A police officer says the girl is all right and adds, you did good, dude. Medics rushed Bostic to an Indianapolis hospital. He was treated for severe injuries from smoke inhalation and the fire, including burns to multiple parts of his body and a significant laceration on his arm. All told, 4 of the 5 home occupants had no injuries, and the 6-year-old girl suffered a minor cut to her foot because of the fall, but she was treated by medics at the scene. The Lafayette Police Department Lieutenant Randy Shearer called Bostic's actions courageous and heroic, saying, and I quote, Bostic's selfishness during the incident is inspiring. What he doesn't understand is his actions weren't ordinary. They were extraordinary, Shearer said. He went down those stairs to save that little girl when he thought it was impossible just moments before. There's only one way to define that: courageous and heroic. Bostic met the Barrett family for the first time since the fire on Saturday at a church service. David Barrett, the family's father, told his children that Bostic now is officially part of their family. We feel very blessed for what Nick did. David Barrett said, he's a real hero, and my daughter's a real hero for waking the kids up. I don't like to think about what might have happened if Nick had not shown up. I'm grateful beyond words. Community members are now fundraising to help Bostic pay for his medical care and to help the Barrett family replace the belongings lost in the blaze. A GoFundMe has raised more than $300,000 as of Tuesday. Going to the hospital is expensive, Bostic said. I'm really grateful that everyone has been so kind and giving. The fire is believed to have been started by ashes that were emptied into a bucket on the front porch. Wow, ashes. Crazy. So let's see how much they've got, if they have, my mousey. Why doesn't my mousey want to worky? What's the matter, mousey? You don't want to worksy? Come on, mousey. Hold on. There we go. Come on, mouse. Okay, let's see. My laptop is being, it's hard using a laptop in the sun. Hey, Jimmy? I wonder if Jimmy is. Jimmy? I'm going to tell him to get maybe the umbrella. Especially because it's going to be so hot today. Jimmy? I don't know if he... I'm trying to get to that GoFundMe to see how they're doing on that. And then I'll look up Dre McCrae to see if there's any news about Vaughn's parents getting there. Oh, they're up to 463,964 for Nick and that family. Doing good. Doing good. Somebody gave $13,377. $337. That's a nice guy. Okay, let's look at Trey. My computer doesn't want to do this. Okay, hang on a minute. Ugh. You guys still there? Can you hear me and stuff? I hope you can still hear me. Okay. I can't see my mouse. I have to get like a mouse pad or something. It's not working well out here. I'm trying to like, okay, it's working better on my leg. So let me go to, why am I opening in Microsoft Edge? That's not my browser, babies. That's not Mama's browser, babies. Okay. Okay, hang on a minute here, let's see. And, okay. Hold on a second, I think I could go on the other. Let me see if I can find Jimmy. Hold on just one second. Jimmy? Jimmy? Can you bring that umbrella out? Please? Can you please bring that umbrella out? There's an umbrella on that room for the table out here. It's against the wall, please. Thank you. Okay, that's going to be better because right now my hi there, guys. Getting an umbrella so that it'll put some shade and my laptop won't be so hot or hard to see. Let me move you a little bit like that. Oh my gosh, this guy is like been cutting wood all day. What kind of saw would you use if you wanted to take like a branch like that big and then cut like circles that big?
You mean slices?
Yeah. What kind of saw would you use?
Where's the branch at?
I don't know. I'm gonna find one, but I need circles like that.
I just have to see how big it is.
What about would be like that saw that used to be at the. That's what the guy does it. He goes like this, and he just cuts them. They just fall into a box.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I have the chop saw.
That's what I mean.
That's what
I think that's all that's
They
needed.
call it a shop saw, but it's called like a miter saw. So it's called. And put it on that one or this one.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'll just move this down.
Nice.
I need to find a branch.
What kind of wood? Right? What are you gonna do with it?
I'm gonna make ornaments. Decoupage them. And drill a little hole in them. And other things.
Maple would be good. Maple or oak.
As long as it's, I don't think you get even better as long as it's good for you.
But maple will have a very thin little, what do you call it?
I've got to find the branches.
Like, right, I'll show you. You might have a saw here that will thin on the side.
Which one? A chop saw like that?
Not a chop saw, they have a hand saw. I can use a power saw.
A hand saw. You'd be there for a day.
If it's depending on what size it is, but I can do it appropriate hand saw pretty easy. Pretty good with it. I don't know how far up
That's good. All right, so let me move you guys over here.
I'm talking about.
Go over here. We'll get our viewers back. Oh, hold on a minute. Now I've got to get my charger. Hang on. So that'll give a chance for the people to get back. I'll be right there. Gotta get the charger. Okay. Got the charger. Uh-oh. Okay, we should be good now. Okay, okay. Okay, back to our stuff. All right. Okay, now my mouse is working better. What was I looking up? Oh, we were going back to the headlines to see if there's any other headlines. Oh my gosh, there is something. Hold on. Parents who fled U.S. after 7-year-old son found dead in vomit return years later thinking nothing would happen. What? A Minnesota couple. Hold on a minute. Sassy Dorsey, this is in your neck of the woods. Hold on. I just lost my thing. You know my thing? I just lost it. Now I found it. Okay. Let me go there again. Okay, so what's going on every time? Okay. Bail was denied to Alex Murdaugh as he pled not guilty to killing his wife and son. So I'm glad. I think if they gave him bail, he would have killed himself. Disbarred South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh pled not guilty Wednesday morning to charges he shot his wife and youngest son to death last year and was denied bond. Murdaugh's already charged with more than 80 counts of financial fraud related to his former law firm, former clients. Was charged last week with the murder of the June 2021 deaths of his estranged wife Maggie Murdaugh and Paul Murdaugh. So he was denied. And they're waiting proposed orders for a possible gag order and a request for a speedy trial. Murdaugh's attorneys have filed motions for the gag order and other motions relating to disclosure. Arguments for those continue this morning. Okay, and then we go back to what I just said. Minnesota. This little boy is so cute. I wish I could show you his picture. A Minnesota couple who fled the country following the 2015 incident with their son have returned to the U.S. and will face charges despite thinking their attorneys would take care of everything. Timothy D. Johnson appeared in court last week on charges of child neglect. He has since bailed out and is expected back in court August 5th. Timothy Johnson's wife, Sarah N. Johnson, 42 years old, was scheduled to appear in court last week, but has reportedly been staying with family members in the Pacific Northwest while looking for help to watch after her other children. It's unclear whether Sarah Johnson attended the court hearing. Her lawyer, Gordon Moore, was not readily available for comment. Timothy and Sarah are both facing charges of gross misdemeanor child neglect after their son, 7-year-old Seth, died on a mattress covered in his own vomit and showed signs of ill health for weeks prior to his death. The Johnsons left Seth in the care of his 16-year-old brother in the days immediately preceding his death so they could attend an out-of-town wedding. The night they returned, their son was barely responsive and refused to eat. The Johnsons reportedly prayed for the child and said they considered taking him to a doctor the next morning because they had issues with doctors. Yeah. By the next morning, Seth was completely unresponsive and not breathing, and his father's efforts to resuscitate him were unsuccessful. Seth Johnson died in March of 2015, but investigators were not made aware of the circumstances of his death until December. They believe he died of acute pancreatitis and possible sepsis. Statement from the Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman indicates investigators believe the Johnsons, who adopted Seth when he was 4, fostering him since infancy, may be guilty of more than misdemeanor neglect. Our office did not receive the case or even hear about it until 9 months later in December of 2015. When he read the case report, we approached it as a homicide case. After all, he had bruising all over his body. He had 2 lesions on the backs of his heels. Parents admitted that his behavior had changed. He wasn't sleeping. He was throwing himself down the stairs and was taking hours to eat. Yet they refused to do what most parents would have done and take their child to see a doctor. The medical examiner could not make the link between the cause of death and the actions of the parents. As a result, we charged Timothy and Sarah with the most serious crime the law allows, neglect of a child resulting in substantial physical harm, which is gross misdemeanor. Court records indicate that since the Johnsons were charged with misdemeanors, they have never been arrested. Instead, the county sent a criminal summons to the couple's home on January 3rd, but by then the couple had fled the country, assuming that their lawyers would handle it and nothing would happen. They were left with the impression that nothing would happen to them. During the 5 years in New Zealand, Sarah Johnson became a children's minister in Auckland and was deeply loved by the children, the staff reports. Wow, that's crazy. How many other children do they have, and are they foster children? Like, what's going on with that? Did she adopt any other children over there? 7, so yeah, he would have been Luke's age. Such a cute little kid. Okay, and then there's another thing. Let's see. Dad Toddler shot dead by ex-boyfriend of dad's sister who kills him. What? A New York man and toddler were killed Sunday night when another man intentionally drove into a group of people walking along a Montana roadway, then got out of his vehicle and opened fire with a shotgun. The Glacier County Sheriff's Office said that David Sayal, 39, and his 18-month-old daughter Mackenzie Sayal, who was in her mother's arms, were killed. David's wife and the toddler's mother, 40-year-old Christy, was wounded in the shooting, but she lost her husband and her 18-month-old. Oh my gosh. They were visiting a family member in Montana. David's 30-year-old sister, Christine, was critically injured when the suspect attacked her with a knife. Why were they targeted? Investigators say Christine fought back and fatally wounded the suspect, identified as 37-year-old Derek Madden, who had been in a previous relationship with Christina. Oh my gosh, so listen to this. So this was, okay, they went visiting their family in Montana from New York, a husband, wife, and 18-month-old. They met up with his sister. This is his sister's ex-boyfriend, who basically runs into them as they're on the street, gets out of his car, shoots them, kills the brother and the 18-month-old, wounds the wife and mother of the toddler. Then he attacks Christina with a knife. She then fatally wounds, kills this ex-boyfriend of hers that just killed her brother and her niece and wounded her sister-in-law. They didn't say how she wounded him. Investigators say that two other children, oh my gosh, then there's two other siblings of the toddlers, were at the scene but ran away and escaped injury. Both women suffered critical injuries and were flown into a trauma center where they remain hospitalized. Local authorities said they don't know of any other interactions Madden may have had with law enforcement, but they said he was known to suffer from mental illness. That's wonderful. Wow, that is horrible. Oh my gosh. And their children look very young, the other children. That is so horrible. So now that woman lost her 18-month-old, her husband. See, this is what I mean. And people go, oh, they probably like, oh, we're going to go to Montana. We're going to have a great time. We're going to make all these memories. And you never, ever think something like that is going to happen. It's just crazy. So sad. A Georgia man is accused of tying up a woman, then shooting her to death. He surrendered to police on Tuesday, just hours after they publicly identified him as a suspect. Kevin Barge was charged with aggravated assault with intent to murder, rape, or rob, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery, kidnapping, theft by taking, false imprisonment, possession of a weapon during the commission of a felony, and the possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. Clayton County Police say the incident took place July 5th. Officers arrived at the home after a second victim escaped and ran to a neighbor's home. Police have not released the identity of the woman who died, but family members identified her as a 60-year-old great-grandmother, Carolyn Griffin. Tied her up, put her in the closet, and he left her for dead, said her daughter, Maya. She was rushed to Grady Hospital in downtown Atlanta with multiple gunshot wounds and succumbed to her injuries on Sunday. Carolyn had a heart of gold, said Deborah Griffin, her older sister. Deborah said her sister knew Barge personally and willingly let him into her home at 3 a.m. on July 5th to open your door to someone that you thought you could trust to come into your home and to torture you that way. This young man did. Please, God, I know you have all power. We want justice, she said. Clayton County Police say more charges are expected for Barge pending completion of the autopsy. Unbelievable. Oh, here's an old crime. California woman poses as a nurse to kidnap a newborn from the hospital. 23-year-old woman was arrested last week after she allegedly tried to abduct a newborn baby from the infant's mother while disguised as a nurse. I bet you. I wonder if this is her boyfriend's baby mama or something, or if she's or she's pretending and just needs a newborn. Jasesnia Miron has been charged with kidnapping and is held on $1 million bail. Officials said deputies assigned to Riverside University Health Center Medical Center were notified last Thursday morning that there was someone impersonating a nurse on the hospital campus. Deputies discovered that the woman had posed as a newly hired nurse and entered the medical unit where there were newborn infants. The woman reportedly went into a patient's room, identified herself as a nurse, and then tried to take the patient's baby. She was confronted by hospital staff but fled before hospital security or law enforcement could locate her. Deputies identified the suspect as Myron and located her at a residence in Moreno Valley. They also confiscated additional items of evidentiary value there. According to jail records, she's been charged with child stealing and is due back in court on Tuesday. Hospital CEO Jennifer Krushank said that they are working with the sheriff's office to investigate how the suspect accessed the patient's room and interacted with the family. Riverside University Health System's Medical Center has multiple layers of security to protect the safety and well-being of patients and staff. And we're thankful that those systems and our vigilant staff were able to thwart this suspect. Our security protocols have been reviewed and reinforced, and we have additional sheriff's deputies on campus. We are also working with the family to address their concerns and ensure their emotional well-being. Well, that's scary, right? And then, you know, that socialite that pushed that woman in New York City, that 87-year-old voice coach to the street, killing her. She rejected a plea deal on Tuesday that would have cut her maximum jail time by 10 years. Lauren Pizenza is accused of pushing Barbara Mayer Gustern down while calling her bitch for no discernible reason on March 10th. Gustern died from injuries 5 days later. Manhattan District Attorney's Office has twice offered Lauren this a deal, 15 years for a guilty plea to first-degree manslaughter, and she has declined it for the second time. If convicted, she's also been charged with 2 counts of second-degree assault. She faces up to 25 years in prison, and she was released earlier this year when her mother paid $500,000 bail. But a judge revoked the bail on May 10th and sent her back to Rikers Island, oh boy, where she's been ever since. She must be loving that, Rikers Island. That is not where you want to be. Acting Manhattan Supreme Court Justice Felicia Menon denied an attempt by Lauren's attorney to get the first-degree manslaughter charge thrown out. Attorney Arthur Adela told the Post that he was disappointed, saying that pushing someone one time, not knowing their age and disability, doesn't rise to the level of first-degree manslaughter. We will keep pursuing justice the best we can. Lauren and her fiancé were at a nearby Chelsea Park on March 10th, celebrating their upcoming wedding. Wow. See what I mean? These people just destroy their entire lives with one act, one act. She became irate when a park employee told them the park was closing and they'd have to leave. Prosecutors say she cursed at an employee, threw her food at her fiance, and stormed off. Well, maybe he dodged a bullet, because let's hope that he didn't marry her, right? She encountered Gustern in front of her apartment just a block away, and Gustern was able to give a friend an account of the attack before she lapsed into a coma. And she said, um, okay, so she pushed this woman for no reason, calling her a biatch, and then she reportedly watched from a hidden location as the ambulance took her away, and then she fled to her parents' home on Long Island and began deleting her social media presence. A few days later, investigators identified her as the suspect and went to her parents' Long Island home on March 21st, but her father, cesspool magnate Dan Pazenzia, reportedly said she wasn't there. After police identified her publicly as the suspect the following day, surveillance footage showed who she, what she looked like. She surrendered. She's due again in court on September 14th. I wonder what happened to the fiance. What do you think? I wonder when the wedding was. I wonder if she has a registry. So there's a teen girl missing for 5 years, was realizing her full potential when murdered by an Indiana man. Anguish has been a daily part of Jerry McClurkin's life for more than 5 years, ever since her granddaughter, Karina, went missing on October 11, 2016. But McClurkin may now get some answers about what happened. Karina McClurkin, let's see, did they find? There's a major development in the case. On Monday, authorities in Kokomo, Indiana said they arrested 57-year-old Flint Vincent Farmer for murdering Karina, who was 18 years old when she vanished. Farmer was arrested at his home Monday and charged with 1 count of murder. McClurkin said that she was close with Karina and that her granddaughter had sought help for substance abuse issues before she disappeared. Karina had reportedly completed paperwork to receive treatment at a rehabilitation facility in Florida, was taking steps to better her life, but then she went missing before her full potential could be realized. There were rumors that Karina had been murdered and that her body was wrapped in a tarp and buried in the woods and tossed in some sort of waterway. It's been difficult over the years to keep faith that Karina might still be alive, her grandmother said. It's just a horrible mess. The things you hear just make you sick. Of course. I didn't want to believe she was dead. It took me a while to accept the idea. Police investigating the case are said to have received unspecified new information in 2021. Investigators coordinated efforts with the Indiana State Police and other agencies and presented the new information to prosecutors for review. Authorities say there could be additional arrests to come. When Karina went missing, she was 5'4", 130 pounds with curly black hair and brown eyes. A tattoo was on her right forearm. She walked into a house on South Washington, the 1000 block, and she never walked out, supposedly, her grandmother said. The last words I heard my grandmother tell me, I asked her to move in with me, and she said, I'll be okay, Mama. Mama. If you have any information, Kokomo Police Department, 765-457-1105. Sad update. Then we have that couple that was that one that went to Maine. Police are looking for a missing toddler and her parents in Maine, and they've released surveillance photos of the last confirmed sightings July 2nd at a Walmart in Mexico, Maine. Jill Sidebotham, 28, her ex-boyfriend Nicholas Hansen, and this is weird, she went with her ex-boyfriend and she was, I believe, engaged to someone else, and 2-year-old Lydia Hansen left Sanford, Maine to go camping on June 27th and have not returned. Their phones have been turned off since June 28th and Hansen's since June 29th, but they were seen in a Walmart surveillance on July 2nd. with Hanson carrying the little girl into the store, followed by Sidebotham. The girl sits in the cart as Sidebotham handles payment of their purchases. Sanford police released the photographs and said they're aware of what the family purchased. In the footage, all three of them can be seen grabbing food, and she was paying for it. There have been no other sightings since that afternoon. Sanford police say they have been assisted by the Maine Warden Service to search the areas around Mexico and Wrangley with aircraft, but so far there has not been any sight of the family. They were last seen in a silver 2005 Volkswagen Jetta with a Maine plate, 1563 VJ. The woman's parents fear the worst, telling reporters that Hanson had been abusive and they had urged her not to go into the woods with him. But in something else I read that she had a fiance or something. I don't even understand why. It doesn't make any sense. Not much does these days, right? Okay, so I think that's enough headlines, but I was gonna do a quick craft. Let me see how many are here. You wanna go do, you wanna try to do that tote bag craft? I'll show you what I have. And then I'm gonna cut it out and put it in its own video. So let me bring you in there, okay? Let me just open the door and bring you in there. Hang on. You locked the door on me that way, so I have to go in the other way. Hold on. Might as well bring this in. Sorry, I had to go this way. I'm gonna grab you now, bring you in. I'll put this under here so we don't. Okay, take that battery pack. Grab this, hold on. Okay. Okay, hold on. Hold on, it'll leave it right there for a second while I bring this in. I'm gonna disconnect the battery pack for a minute so I can bring this in. Okay. Uh-oh, I know. I'm gonna put your battery pack in. Calm down. Calm down there. Calm down. Tell it to calm down, please. Let's go. Let's go. In here. And I'll show you what I'm working on. Okay. Doing a tote bag. I'm going to put these all in their own video. Okay. I'm going to get my heated iron up. What I did was I put my, actually use this one, this decoupage medium, it doesn't matter, on here. I really put it on there good. Okay, and I'll tell you that if you're using a tote bag and it's They're thinner than the canvas bags. You're gonna wanna put a piece of cardboard or paper inside there, okay? So like the parchment paper, which, let me see. I'm actually gonna reuse this Cricut mat thing so that when I iron it, it doesn't fuse onto the backpack. Can you see now? Guys, can you see now? Let me see. Can you guys see now? Hold on. No, you cannot. You can hear me, but you can't see me. You have a black screen? Do you have a black screen? Okay, I'm going to start a new live, all right? Look for me. I'll be on in 2 minutes.